Hi there, GB fans. Today we're taking a look at my Proton pack and the process in which I'm going to try and restore and tear this thing down. I do expect this to take a couple of weeks, and I want to have 2 packs ready to go by this Halloween as opposed to just having the 1 pack. Obviously, there's a lot of work that needs to go into this pack. As you can see, all of this hot glue is going to have to come off. There are other considerations to be made. And I feel like I did a good job with it, but I did cut a lot of corners to try and speed up the process, to try and do as little work as possible now to save me a lot of work later, and it just didn't turn out like with the thrower. I did not have very good foresight in mind with this thrower. This is all one sheet of sheet steel or sheet aluminum, I can't remember which. I think it's sheet steel that I cut and folded and bent into shape, and it's while it's not horrible, I should have and could have done a better job on it, like punching holes here and here, but at the time I just didn't have the tools, and it was one of those where, did I feel like making it myself or shipping out for a new thrower gun box and, you know, make it all nice and pretty and get aluminum little greeblies and everything for it, and yeah, it just didn't turn out. Here is the bottom plate I made for it, which made my own crappy V-hook that really didn't do anything, so I ended up having to hold it the whole night. In addition to it getting banged around, the handle came off of the back end here because obviously it wasn't anchored. The thrower emitter end broke off again. It wasn't anchored. And I'm surprised that everything else stayed on because it's literally all just glued on. If you look in there, it's just glued to one solid sheet of mess. This is all that remains of my trigger box, which did not survive a night at the bar. So this is going to also be re-engineered using different materials. And I didn't also have a lot of the proper tools I had needed for this project last year, which is going to be a huge advantage for me this time around. The shell is going to get sanded down to the fiberglass, taken off of this really thin, maybe 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter thick sheet aluminum, and I've already taken the liberty of building a new thrower, which is still very much in progress, but an overall improvement over the last thrower. Switches do control this light and the vent lights, and it does have an Arduino board wired up for said lights, with still some work to go, but that is another video for another time. I did take this bracket, super glued a nut to it, epoxied it down to the bottom plate, and it does line up pretty well with a hole I made right there. So as you can see, if you can see, it does work quite well. This is all on a hinge, so I don't have to worry about taking the entire bottom assembly off, just removing one screw. There will be some epoxy or something to hold this handle in, maybe a screw for extra support, screw here to take this out if I need to install like an extender or whatever. Still need to install the step and the trigger box, but overall everything is coming along nicely. I do have a Studio Creations backpack shell coming in soon, so we're going to see what we can do with that. So until my next update, guys, thanks for watching.